This game, Tristan Thompson dunked on LeBron at the end of the first half and mean mugged him. Hey, Tristan, come on, man. First of all, you're going through a little trauma in your personal life. Second of all, LeBron.
Still with that?
Yeah, and LeBron got you $70 million. So
That's
maybe
what I was about to say.
I mean, LeBron hooked you up, brother. And it lit a fire for the Lakers, who then annihilated them in the second half.
Still with that Kardashian thing?
We can discuss it.
Bulls and Celtics. Zach LaVine catches an alley-oop and puts it down.
Yeah, Zach LaVine, former slam dunk champion. It's usually not a good idea to contest when that guy goes up before you do, but the center from the Celtics didn't get the memo.
Yeah, well, by the way, come on, was that Ian?
And rest up. Check out the 19-year-old phenom getting caught taking a little cat nap on the bench last night during the Phillies Pistons game. Wake up, my friend.
Fake news, bad media, fake.
He was just meditating, thinking about
sleeping,
something?
man. Who knows? This wasn't sleeping. This wasn't a Mike Francesa situation. False.
Wow. Wow.
That's not what it was. Come on. Listen. I'm with you, Zion. You got memed there. It's unfair. You think he was actually sleeping, Cam?
No, he wasn't sleeping, man. I saw the kid working out before that Knicks game this past Friday night. Being able to drop step, take it between your legs, and dunk it. Yeah. Looks like the knee is okay. Can't wait to see him.
Zion.
No.
There's just a lot of pressure on him now. All the eyes that were on him before, that many more now as he's going to get ready.
Maybe that's what he was thinking about while he was just a little moment there.
What was he doing?
A little moment of introspection. Zion was not sleeping on that bench. Anyone that tells you different is lying to you.
We got your back, Zion. It was a moment of introspection.
Ain't going to be that far behind.
Pistons, Pelicans, Andre Drummond destroying Jahlil Okafor at the rim.
How much longer Drummond going to be a Piston is the question here, as he's in some trade rumors. The Knicks, of course, attached to him, because what the Knicks need is more 6'9" guys who can't shoot. And he's obviously taller than 6'9", but that's the minimum threshold to get into the building in MSG these days.
Very funny. Cavs and Lakers. JaVale McGee throwing Kevin Love's dunk attempt out of bounds. Does anyone not have the flu on this Lakers team right now?
Well, the little flu bug going around. It's cold and flu season. Get your flu shots, America. This was a game that was very close. Was it tied at halftime? Were they trailing by 1 at halftime? I was watching the college football championship game at halftime. Catch the second half, though. See LeBron go off for 31. The Lakers get an easy victory. That should have been an easy victory.
Bulls, Celtics, Zach LaVine catching an alley-oop, throwing it down.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea to challenge the former slam dunk champion, because that's a good way to end up on a poster. Zach LaVine, everybody knows he's a high flyer. Looks like the center from the Boston Celtics didn't get the memo.
Celtics, though, keep winning. They keep winning, and...
Coach, is there a chance the Chiefs can actually pull off this upset? Or pull off the upset? The Titans can pull off the upset? Is there any way the Chiefs lose this game?
Yeah, there's absolutely a chance that they could lose this game. The Giant Killers are coming to town. They've been able to slay the Dragon everywhere that they've gone. And it's the last time they played, they won. And they've won, what is it, 4 straight against Andy Reid? So there's a history here of them being able to beat the Chiefs. But more importantly, when you go and you look at the last game that they played, they did some creative things. They did some different things defensively. I thought that Dean Pease did a really nice job of mixing up the coverages. There was some 5-man zone pressures, mixture of cover 2. There was man-to-man. There were a lot of things that Mahomes had to think about, and they're going to have to do that again, because to Nick's point, this is a really hard offense to stop, not just because of the talent level, but because of the creativity, because of the way that they attack, the adjustments that they force you to make. So you are going to have to spin the Rolodex a little bit defensively. And the real question is, can they stop Derrick Henry? And last time they couldn't. It was 188 yards, a big run for a touchdown. I think it was like 60-plus. You remember, right?
Yeah.
And then it's the mistakes that last game they got away with those mistakes, and I don't know if they're going to get away with the same mistakes against this team, which is really well coached and poised for the big upset.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know how much they got away with the mistakes, because they were down 24-0 by the end of the first quarter, but they were just able to make enough plays from the second quarter and beyond to be able to come back in that game and actually take control of it. But, I mean, when you look at this Tennessee Titans team, I don't know that the pace of the game is going to allow the Kansas City Chiefs to overcome those types of mistakes that they had last week in the divisional round against the Texans. Just because Tennessee wants to grind this game to a halt, to me, that's their only real path to victory. Being able to limit the number of possessions that the Kansas City Chiefs have. If you're talking about single-digit possessions, then I think that's advantage Titans, and they're going to have to rely on Derrick Henry and that offensive line, that running game, in order to be able to control the clock. Derrick Henry, what he's done the last 3 games, no player, no running back in NFL history has done. Over 180 yards in each of them, and that's really the big reason why this Tennessee Titans team is here. You're showing it, that 3rd and 1 that he takes 66 yards and into the red zone, that was pretty much the death knell for the Baltimore Ravens. And of course, that Tennessee Titans offense, they took advantage of all the miscues that the Ravens presented. All of their points came off of turnovers from the Baltimore Ravens, whether they were true takeaways or turnovers on down. So the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have to play a much cleaner game if they are going to beat the Tennessee Titans. I think the Titans are the more physical team. I think the Chiefs have to make sure that they avoid all of those mistakes that they had in their first playoff game this year if they want to advance to the Super Bowl.
Can the Titans play better than they did against Baltimore? I don't think they can, and that wouldn't be good enough to beat the Chiefs. Scored 28 points. They played as well offensively as they can play. 28 points will not be enough to beat Kansas City. Not with the way the offense is clicking, not with the offensive line finally healthy, not with Patrick Mahomes finally healthy and the receiving core finally healthy. It simply won't be enough. And while the Titans, after, by the way, in Week 15, losing a game to Houston with the division on the line, then going up 14-0 on New Orleans, only to have New Orleans come all the way back and beat them by double digits, they are on a really nice 3-game stretch. And where Derrick Henry has been sensational. First player in league history, 3 straight games, 180 yards rushing. No one's ever done it, and only as far as total yards rushing, Walter Payton in 77 and O.J. Simpson in 76 have had more total rushing yards over 3 games. With that said, in this 3-game stretch, they have played the Texans backups, who had no downfield passing game, the New England Patriots, who have no downfield passing game, and the Baltimore Ravens, for as great as they were against quality competition all year, struggled with downfield passing game. Well, now you are playing the league's best downfield passing attack by a mile. The margin of difficulty for them defensively, everyone's talking about what Derrick Henry can do to the Chiefs defense. I'm happy for him and I'm excited for him. Can he get 6 touchdowns? Because the Titans are going to need 6 touchdowns to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. They needed 4 touchdowns plus a defensive score plus 2 botched field goals at the end to escape against Kansas City the first time in Patrick Mahomes' first game back off a dislocated kneecap, and Patty still went for 450 and a 120 passer rating. This is, the Titans have had a...
But why do you think Kansas City is going to be suddenly mistake-free? They made a mistake against the Titans last time, which resulted the fumble, which resulted in a touchdown. They had the 2 field goals blocked. They showed a history of mistakes last game. Why suddenly is this going to be the clean game? And do they have a downfield passing game? Yeah, they do have a downfield passing game. But there were drop passes last game that ideally would be caught this next game. I'm saying last game against the Titans that could have been huge plays. But there's nothing that says they won't do that again. What we've seen from Kansas City is them shoot themselves in the foot quite a bit. And you say that the downfield passing game in terms of Derrick Henry against the 26th best run defense could totally control this game and limit the opportunity.
Well, it's a couple things. One is, I'm not saying the Chiefs will play mistake-free. I mean, God, they could have a punt block for a touchdown. They could muff a punt themselves. They could have all those drops and then storm all the way back as they did against a team that was better than the Titans this year. In Houston, we saw it happen 2 days ago. But the Chiefs are not a turnover-prone team. Patrick Mahomes had 5 picks and 2 lost fumbles on the season. The Chiefs are not a team that what they did in the beginning of the game against Houston is par for the course for them. And one thing I think the Texans game showed Kansas City, which I am glad, if there were any remaining doubts, quit messing around trying to establish the run. It is not 1985, and you are not the team for it. There are certain teams, there are a few teams, San Francisco, Baltimore, Tennessee, that are built to do that. The Chiefs are built for the opposite. At this point for the Chiefs, except for in certain situations, a run play is a wasted play because you cannot match up with their speed. They have been built to beat teams like this. The one good thing that happened in the Texans game, Coach, was because they were down 24-0, they had to abandon the run, and that's what led to the 51-7 onslaught. You just had a team do something that's never been done in the history of football. They are not then going to lose to a 9-win team at home for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen, Canty.
Well, you say that. The one thing I would be concerned with that Chiefs offense is being able to block the interior of that Titans defensive front, because Daquan Jones, Jarrell Quasey, and Jeffrey Simmons played really, really well last week, collapsed the pocket, created quick pressure up the middle on Lamar Jackson. That's not something that Pat Mahomes wants to face all day, every day. And if you're talking about them not messing around with the run game and being one-dimensional, that's the risk you run, because your quarterback, for all the great things that Pat Mahomes is, when he gets knocked out, if he keeps getting hit, then that can present a problem in terms of your team being able to be explosive.
And aren't they 0-3 at home against Kansas City?
Against Tennessee?
Against Tennessee.
Again,
and look, here's the thing. I'll just say the league is littered with can't miss, can't lose teams.
Yep.
And
most of them don't
you've beaten a few of those can't miss, can't lose teams, and I hope it works out for
Listen,
you.
and we remember all those because they're rare. You know who usually wins conference championship games at home as big favorites? The favorite. We remember the times that the 9-7 team went on the run because it almost never happens. The Titans aren't, just close your eyes and imagine.
When's the last time it happened?
Can you imagine
Super
Bowl 54 involving the Tennessee Titans? You can't, because it won't.
We got to take a break.
Yeah, nobody can remember.
We're going to spend the commercial break thinking about it. Coming up, who will be the better NFL